Welcome to Being Allan Sherwood, the comedy podcast from Princess Toy Nerd Studios. Prepare yourself for a journey into the hilariously chaotic world of Allan Sherwood, where no topic is off limits and the absurdity is dialed up to 11. From awkward social observations to surreal daily mishaps, you're guaranteed to get a good laugh. Fair warning, this show is rated PG-13 for occasional strong language and discussions of some adult-related topics. So, grab your snacks, get comfortable, and get ready to experience the world through the very unique lens of Allan Sherwood.
Thank you! Thank you! Wow, this is great, good crowd tonight. I almost didn't make it. Not because of traffic, but because I rewatched The Wizard of Oz last night and spiraled into a philosophical breakdown. Yeah, I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. As an adult, it hits different. When you're a kid, it's a magical adventure. When you're an adult, however, it's a movie about a fraudulent old man who gaslights everyone and still gets a parade. And the craziest part? I realize the Wizard of Oz is basically the patron saint of me. A guy who looks like he's in charge, but really just hiding behind curtains, hoping no one asks him any hard questions. We all know how that particular story goes, am I right?
Wait, what?
Let's just be real for a second. The Wizard of Oz is undeniably a jerk. This man wastes everyone's time, spending the entire film deceiving people by pretending to be all-powerful. He puts Dorothy and her friends through unnecessary trials, yet he's ultimately just a fumbling dude hidden behind a curtain, operating a fog machine and battling serious ethical and commitment issues. He's a disappointing, balloon-riding fraud. Does that remind you of anyone? Well, I'm not saying that it's Ken, though. That's not magic, that's an unpaid internship. The work is hard, the hours are long, and you gain no real compensation for your efforts. And I should know about that, as I spent an entire summer fetching coffee and organizing dusty files for zero pay and even fewer thank yous, learning nothing of value.
Huh?
But the more I watched it, the more I realized. I am the wizard. Like, I too give off vaguely disappointing authority figure energy, perpetually overpromising and underdelivering results to everyone around me. But then again, no one seemed to take me seriously, not even when I wore my most formal suit and used my deepest, most commanding voice in a meeting. I've been the wizard in every group project. I don't actually do anything, I just shout instructions until someone else decides to finish the work, and then I take credit for providing vision. My colleagues secretly resent my lack of actual contribution to the final submission. I really don't think that's fair, as I do most of the hard work but get only 2% of the praise for all the conceptual heavy lifting and delegation I perform.
Huh? Wait, what?
And when it comes to dating, same story. I'm all smoke and mirrors until someone realizes the man behind the curtain has commitment anxiety and a Netflix password that doesn't exist. Meaning, my whole romantic persona is a fragile facade that collapses the moment genuine emotional availability is requested. I should probably fix that.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And don't even get me started on the biggest scam in cinematic history. It's the ultimate bait and switch. Imagine going through a breakup, a terrifying tornado, and a flying monkey attack only to find out all you needed was self-esteem. The journey was completely unnecessary, a ridiculous detour. And also, a waste of time.
Bruh.
Like, thanks for nothing, Glinda. You could have mentioned that powerful ruby slipper solution before the witch tried to murder me with her green smoke allergy attack. It was a shockingly irresponsible omission of vital information. And I don't understand how she kept that essential tidbit a secret for so long. Seriously, what was up with that?
Huh?
Now, let's all talk about that yellow brick road. You know, that road. It seems really beautiful, but it was surprisingly poorly maintained in sections. The entire gilded infrastructure was built to look magical and lead to a sham.
Huh?
Everyone says it's this magical path, but no one mentions how dangerous it is. It is an extremely high-risk pedestrian route. I mean, there's flying monkeys, angry trees, women melting. What kind of Yelp review is this? It certainly doesn't sound like a 4-star tourist destination. And I've been to some of those places a long time ago.
Huh? Wait, what?
They call it the Road to Oz. No, this is just Los Angeles during rush hour. It is congested, confusing, and full of emotionally unstable drivers. And trust me, I've suffered that nightmare whenever Barbie, Ken, and I tried to coordinate a simple trip to Santa Monica Pier on a Friday evening.
And Dorothy's walking on it in heels. You ever try to walk a mile in bad shoes? That's not courage, that's podiatry trauma. Her feet must have been absolutely destroyed after that journey. And Barbie certainly has nothing on her, as her feet have been shaped to wear high heels since 1959 and require no actual effort to maintain that arch. You know how bad it got? By the end, she's literally talking to her dog like he's her therapist. She was obviously experiencing profound mental and emotional distress. Toto, I've a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Yeah, no kidding, Dorothy, you're in a Technicolor fever dream directed by a sadist. And I want to hunt that guy down and give him a piece of my mind, if you know what I mean. Then, after all the traumatizing danger that we were forced to endure, we finally get to the big reveal, the curtain scene. The sheer anticlimax of the situation is truly staggering. Everyone's tense, the music swells, Dorothy and the gang are terrified, and who's behind it? Just some random old man with a microphone. It's a shocking disappointment for the protagonists and the audience. Dorothy's like, so you've been lying to everyone? He says, well, technically I was giving hope. Sir, no. You were giving gaslight and vibes. You manipulated desperate people for your own pathetic amusement and survival. And besides, Albus Dumbledore is a better wizard than you'll ever be, and he's a manipulative old fool who blackmailed a teenage boy named Harry Potter into facing down the darkest wizard of all time on multiple occasions. I still can't stand him, to be honest.
Huh? Wait, what?
And the older I get, the more I realize life is basically the Wizard of Oz on loop. We are constantly seeking external solutions for internal conflicts. You chase something you think you need, risk your sanity, and then find out you had it the whole time except money. You definitely didn't have money. That part of the fantasy never seems to come true. So yeah, The Wizard of Oz isn't a wholesome movie, it's a cautionary tale about trusting old men with microphones. These supposed authority figures are often hiding inadequacy behind a grand facade. Especially if they are known as Sleepy Joe. Their promises of magic usually dissolve into mere illusion and hot air. But here's the thing. Even though the wizard's a total fraud, everyone still forgives him. His charm and minimal efforts at remediation somehow wipe the slate clean. They're like, you're still a good man. And he's like, yeah, I'm off to fly away in this hot air balloon I barely know how to use. Like, give me a freaking break.
Huh?
That's life, isn't it? We're all just pretending we know where the balloon's going, clutching our ropes and desperately faking competence for the crowd, hoping the wind doesn't blow us into a tree. Even if it's what we deserve for being selfish and greedy and not appreciating what we already have and what is right in front of us. So, am I the Wizard of Oz? Maybe. But I'm also the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, all trying to find something that was probably in me all along: a heart, a brain, and some nerve under layers of anxiety, caffeine, and questionable life choices.
Huh?
So yeah, if you watch the movie now, the wizard was a jerk. His entire scheme was built on a foundation of theatrical deceit and manipulation that went unpunished. But if being a jerk still gets you a parade, then maybe there's hope for Allan Sherwood yet. Well, I'm not a jerk, just a doll who is still waiting for his big break. I need the spotlight and the recognition I rightfully deserve for all my talents. You've all been a great audience. Have fun watching Wicked this weekend in theaters. Maybe the new movie will finally give us the real story.
Thank you for watching this episode of Being Allan Sherwood. This episode, along with all its content, is the exclusive property of Princess Toy Nerd Studios and is protected by copyright law. It may not be reproduced, re-uploaded, re-edited, or distributed in any form without the express written permission of the studio. To catch more hilarious episodes, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes fun, please subscribe to our channel and follow Princess Toy Nerd Studios on all social media platforms. We'll see you next time with another episode of Being Allan Sherwood.
Meow.